Oh, yo, what is good, my quick crypto family and my coin factory family? Back again with another Kas Kaspa and crypto live stream. And the question we're going to pose in today's stream is: Kaspa, is it set to start its own bull run, starting before everything else? Right now, if we look at the price of Kaspa today, it's currently down 7.3% on the daily time frame, valued at 7.47 cents. And it's early doors. It's very early doors still, to say the least, but there seems to be some analysis from other content creators, some other posts that suggest that Kaspa right now is trying to rally against the other assets in this space. And with the incoming developments, which we're going to cover in this stream, we've got some more updates regarding stablecoins and why they're so significant for Kaspa. Some more 10 BPS updates from Shire, understanding more so what it is and why it's significant as well. And of course, much more. Also, an institution or a macro outlook as well on the market, going into a bit of a deep dive here about the current conditions in the market, in regards to the government element at least, and ultimately what this is meaning right now for our economy and where we can see it going in the inevitable future. All of which we'll cover, of course, in this stream. As always, though, if you enjoy this daily live stream, leave a like, share with your friends, and subscribe for more. And understand, of course, once more, don't be emotional, be logical. It's information provided in these streams. It's ultimately trying to give a bit of an outlook and understanding of what's happening in this space with Kaspa and crypto right now. And my disclaimer right now is I do believe there is a chance that Kaspa at least ignites a bullish rally earlier than other crypto assets because of the developments and what's happening in this space. But we'll get into that in a moment, of course. Welcome back, everyone, to today's stream. Hope you're having a very, very good day. Devious Man, welcome back once again. Johnny Talk Outdoors, again to you too. Yo, and yo, you too. Lao, my man. Again, welcome back. Your first live. Wow, I feel blessed. Thank you very much, my man. Welcome to the stream. Hope you enjoy your time here and you learn a lot as well. What's up, my man, again? Yo, another dip down. Time to buy more Kaspa, you know it. Never a time not to buy more Kaspa, in my belief. Yo, Kryptoni. Hope you're doing very, very well today. Welcome back, my man. No money today into Kaspa for me. Hey, you know what? The fact that you're buying Kaspa effectively every single day, Andy, is conviction in and of itself. So, you can have a day off. You can have a day off, but, welcome back again to the stream, man. Hope you're doing very, very well. And Aaron, to you too. Winner with chicken dinner. Yes, you know it. We are all going to be winners with Kaspa. I am very confident that such. Of course, not financial advice, of course, though. Always buy. I mean, hey, if you can, maybe you should. Again, that's up to your own belief, your own decision, your financial decision. You're all adults here. But with that being said, yes, we can look at Kaspa right now. Now, so far, Kaspa's price is performing more or less as I had intended and speculated in yesterday's stream. Those who are part of it, you already know. I stated that yesterday we are seeing a lot of, sell pressure seemingly at the zone here around 8.1 to 8 cents here. The zone here, a lot of sell pressure happening right here. And, no shock at all. We've now seen Kaspa correct quite a bit today, again down 7.5%, which is quite significant. It's currently correcting towards this level of support here around 7.5. Now, I do know some people in my community, especially the paid community here, those who actually decide to trade crypto. Some people also are trading in Kaspa right there, and they decide to take a short trade for Kaspa right there. And if they have done, if they have done as they said they will, they are now currently looking relatively profitable. Hopefully for them it continues in that fashion. Of course, I want all my people to eat very, very good. Kaspa's coming down right now. Not too surprised by it, truth be told. I'm not worried about where it's going to come down to, because for me, future outlook still looks very, very good. And I've been saying the same thing for a while as well. I do believe there's still a chance of us seeing some more choppy art markets for the next, couple of weeks or so, maybe month or so, leading probably towards middle Q2, going towards Q3. We'll start seeing the market make a significant change around that point. But yeah, right now Kaspa's holding this zone, which is, right now it's good to see it's holding this zone. As long as we don't lose this zone here, 6.9, I will be happy to call that this potentially is the next bottom. Of course, there's always, the unforeseen incidents like more tariff updates, potential war outbreak, all of that stuff is always inevitable. Not inevitable. It happens. And when it does happen, it's inevitable that markets will correct as a result of that. So these sort of black swan events, if you will, they're always on the horizon, always lurking. So I have to keep my eye out for that. But so far, I say Kaspa is doing quite well in regards to holding its price right now. Hopefully continue going in that fashion as well. And seemingly there's sources suggesting that Kaspa is going to start its own bull run seemingly very, very soon. You can see here from Crypt Bull God. This is Kaspa's chart against others. Now, others is just corresponding to, it's Kaspa's past performance relative to an index of crypto tokens outside the top 10. So you look at the crypto tokens right now, top 10 being Bitcoin, Ethereum, Tether, XRP, BNB, Solana, USDC, Doge, Cardano, and Tron. Ultimately, it's taking Kaspa's current price action and comparing its current price movement in comparison to every other token in the space outside of the top 10. So everything from Pi coin downwards. So, it's ultimately highlighting right now. We can see from the chart that Kaspa, since July time at least, July 2023, did a massive rally upwards. And then, this is all based off the, I believe, the monthly chart from the looks of things. Look at the monthly chart here, or the weekly chart. June, July, August. So it's about, look at the 2 weekly or weekly chart here. You can see, of course, the last few months it's come down when it reached its peak, and now we're seeing, for the first time in some time, it reached the level of support, of course, and now it's got a green bar here. So potentially, this is highlighting right now that in this current moment in time, Kaspa has better price action than the other crypto assets in the space, and there potentially could be an indicator that we're going to start seeing Kaspa ignite its own rally. We've been in a downtrend since August 24th, which I guess that's the official confirmation of the downtrend, because the first time we started going down was on August 1st. This here is August 1st, this day right here. August 1st, August 2nd is the first day, but I guess the official confirmation of a downtrend was around August 24th, which we've been in and around here. But yeah, that's what it says here. However, we're finding support at key levels, and a reversal looks likely from here. And I'm in agreement there, truth be told. I think that a reversal for Kaspa is on the horizon. The key question I'm contemplating is, 1, will we create a new all-time high? 2, by the end of this year, 2026, will it make sense to evaluate Kaspa's relative to the total 3, which is another indicator you can look on TradingView, which implies Kaspa is a top 10 asset. So basically, will Kaspa create an all-time high this cycle, following this potential, or I believe, imminent reversal? And also then will Kaspa end up being an asset that's worth evaluating relative to the top 10? Now, the top 10 I cannot attest to, but I would like to believe after Kaspa's, the one thing that I've showcased in one of my previous videos, and equally on some of my streams, an interview with Cathie Woods, who is deemed as the Warren Buffett of the younger generation, the CEO and founder of ARK Invest in 21 Shares, who is partnered with the likes of Zodiac Custody, who's partnered with Kaspa. So there's some connections there, truth be told. But something she said in an interview when talking about Tesla stocks is, the longer the base, the bigger the breakout. Kaspa so far, technically speaking, if you're looking at actuality, since it started coming down, this is about since August, so it's about a 8-9 month correction. But if you're looking at it from a longer perspective right now, you're looking at, since November 2023. So you're looking at 15, 16, 17 odd months or so of, not much movement, I guess, effectively. So with that being said, longer the base, the breakout for me will likely be very volatile. And because of all of Kaspa's incoming developments, I like to believe, of course not financial advice, but I like to believe that Kaspa will likely create a new all-time high. If all the catalysts line up like stars in the sky, with 10 BPS, with Dagnite, with stable coins, with smart contracts, and of course with the tier 1 listings as well and everything else, I'm sure you'll see a lot more capital flow to Kaspa very, very quickly. And the part also going to help to that as well is adoption. Is FOMO is just bringing more adoption and attention to the project. Right now we are seeing more and more, repeatedly we're seeing more and more accounts talk about Kaspa. This one here, Love in Crypto, has over 135,000 followers, so it's quite a relatively big account, truth be told, and it's put Kaspa here as one of the top 10 banger projects of 2025. Also, we have BSCN, who's been repeatedly covering Kaspa like it's its job now. Pretty much I post every single day about this one, released about 4 hours ago. Talk about exciting times for Kaspa. The next few weeks are going to be huge, which I haven't read the article, but I can pretty much attest to what's going to be talked about there. 10 BPS coming out very, very soon. Smart contract stuff coming out very, very soon. We know it. We get the best information and sources about that kind of here anyways. But it's highlighting once more an account. This one's got 1.2 million followers. While I've had posts and people contact me saying that it's not actually that significant, I agree in the grand scheme of things. It's not, it's not going to drive Kaspa price up there, but it could get more adoption. It could get more eyes looking at Kaspa. You've got BSCN, you've got Love in here. You also then, for the second or third time I've seen it now. You've got Zach Humphries, who's also made a video very recently talking about Casper right now and where he thinks the price can go this year. You know, how it hit all-time highs, the Bitcoin consensus. Of course, it's got no Coinbase or Binance or major tier ones yet besides Kraken. Got a major technical pattern playing out, and Casper new all-time highs 2025. Of course, I'm not listening to his predictions in this video, I'll admit. But again, that's because, you know, for me, it's all well and good hearing people talking about price, but as those who have been watching me for a while and equally more recently, you know now that my stance has changed a little bit from trying to diversify when I'm talking about price. I made a post about it and a very strong point about it, how I actually think talking about price was a very toxic mindset in general. Because I have people constantly ask me, can Casper reach $1, $2, $5, $10? And you're entitled to your own beliefs. Of course, I have my beliefs as well. But at the same time, when I made my own predictions about where I think Casper could go, way back when, I always reiterated as well that I'm not waiting for these zones for Casper. I'm looking at the other macro news, the market analysis, to help me determine where the price of a project should hopefully, you know, when the markets start reversing, if it does reverse. This is the sort of indicators that I'll be looking towards. So thinking about, Casper, let's just say, arguably say it'll reach $10. I'm not thinking Casper's going to reach $10. I'm thinking, when will the market start to peak out, and when will Casper top relative to the market? I think price action personally can be quite a toxic thing. Of course, price is important. We all care about price. That's why we're investors, why we're here. But for me, for Casper, I care more about the developments that I know will bring more adoption, demand to the project, that will therefore increase its value as well. Point being is though, we're seeing all the bigger content creators, bigger accounts starting to actively post about Casper repeatedly now. It's like someone's paying them suddenly, because we heard no news whatsoever from Zach Humphries, from BSCN News, from many. You know, you got BSC Gems as well. You've got many of these, you know, relatively big accounts who have been quiet about Casper since its all-time high. I heard no one talking about KRC20 around here. Heard no one talking about Kraken listing around here. Heard no one talking about KDAO down here. All these tokens and all these developments and all these other stuff for Casper I've not heard about. The last time I heard people talk about Casper was in the run-up or at the all-time high here. So, again, I think potentially there's a sign, or, you know, indicators, if you will, that these accounts are being shielded to talk about Casper now. Maybe it's a strategy by KRI, or maybe the exchanges to try and bring more FOMO to Casper before they end up inevitably listing the project. Either way, this is going to help in getting more eyes to Casper, especially the fact of, you know, the things that like CoinGecko and CoinMarket have done, like Made in America for Casper, while there's a lot of controversy around it right now, which I still don't see why it's worth talking about or making a big deal about. Those who know what Casper is truly understand that it's not made in America, it's stateless, but at the same time, having that tag would give more eyes to Casper, so it could be a good thing for adoption. But for me, it's not an argumentative point to make. Again, be it as it may, we're seeing more adoption coming to Casper, which, while it's at a very low point in its price, that is good. We didn't see it when it was around here. We're seeing it down here. We're seeing some of the most amount of FOMO I've seen in a while for Casper down here. So how much more is that going to rally up when the price starts to rally with all the FOMO and developments? Time will tell. Kimberly says, buying the falling knife. Trade the trend, my friend, don't marry the coin. Alti. I mean, I agree. I mean, yeah, I think being married to a coin or married to a particular thing, it can be a dangerous mindset. Of course, I can admit and attest that I am effectively a Casper maxi. I do heavily believe in Casper. But I also have publicly disclosed that I do hold other assets as well. I do hold other assets to diversify my holdings because I see the potential in them doing well as well. And despite Casper's price correction, I still see a great reversal for Casper coming forward as well, surpassing all-time highs and then some following its developments. So, you know, you've got to be careful when you're trading. Again, at the end of the day, you're your own people, you're adults. Do your own research at your discretion. Don't be emotional and be logical. Welcome back, Mila. Finally got your stream live. Hello to all Caspers. Welcome back. Hope you're having a very good day. Good to have you back again. Casper should flip Ethereum. I believe Casper in due time. I believe there's a less than a 1% chance Casper flips Ethereum this cycle. It doesn't make sense for me to do so this cycle. Casper, technology-wise, will be better than Ethereum, but to gain the market cap and adoption necessary in this cycle, for me, it's just highly unlikely. I think as time goes on and adoption goes more so and the market matures more so and Kaspa showcases what it's building as significant enough to really influence the space and be deemed as a essential hub for all infrastructure projects, because it's so quick and it's decentralized, therefore more secure as well. By that point, yeah, Ethereum will become obsolete. So I agree in due time. Not this cycle though. Bitcoin looks like 66, 64k every day. I mean, that's the crazy part as well. Looking at the fear index right now, 24. Look at the CBBI here, which says 70 right now. Of course, when it gets to 90, that's when it's a sign where it's being a little bit, overheated. The CBBI, for those who are unaware, is CBI is a Bitcoin index that utilizes advanced real-time analytics of 9 metrics to help others better understand the stage of the market and the bull run right now. 70 right now, when it's in the high 90s or 90s in general, that's when people tend to start looking to de-risk at that point and start taking the profits. We're in 70 right now, so we've still got a long way to go for how much longer we have in the market. And equally, you've got this other indicator as well, the Bitcoin price cycle top indicator, which also highlights when you see a common factor historically speaking, where the yellow line crosses the green line, and that's normally an indicator that we've reached a cycle top as well. And we look at right now, we're still nowhere near crossing right now. So ultimately, this is highlighting that we've still got a lot more room to go for Bitcoin. So the fact that we're seeing Bitcoin right now, despite it's at 83k, which it's come down quite a significant amount since all-time highs of 109k up here, 20% or so. The fact that we're seeing Bitcoin right now and it's so bearish is just a testament to how much higher we're going to go very, very soon, in my belief. Kaspa to the moon, I believe so very much as well. Yes, definitely. And same to you, Ventura, your life. Welcome back, both of you. And I do believe Kaspa's going to do very, very well in due time. I mean, I think it's any day now, truth be told. I think we're getting closer and closer. When Bitcoin was 64k, Kaspa was 18 cents. Yeah, and you can do the same analysis of pretty much any project as well. When Bitcoin was 64k, down here, Ethereum was, 2k, and now it's lower. So actually, it's doing lower now. I mean, most projects in the same situation. Kaspa was higher back then, and Bitcoin was 64k, and now it's down to 1.8k. Kaspa has come down much more in comparison. Obviously, not more into the actual market cap, because Ethereum's market is much higher than Kaspa's, but into the comparatively percentage-wise, it has done. But it's just because Bitcoin's the ultimate crypto. It's the grandfather of crypto. It moves the markets. The alts are at mercy to Bitcoin. Bitcoin at 64k as well. 64k Bitcoin around here. Looking at October, let's look at Sui, for example. Sui, similar time, was at 1.9, had a massive rally following all the what do you call them? I forgot what you call them. The VC backing. Yeah, I think that's what I mean. The VC backing. Yeah, all those people who are helping, shill Sui, and now it's back to a similar price again. All projects have come down massively when Bitcoin's still higher. Bitcoin is higher than it was back down here, but all projects have either gone back down the same value or gone down lower, because all the money is sucked into Bitcoin right now. We're in a Bitcoin dominant market. So of course the money's gone to Bitcoin as opposed to any other altcoin. And yes, as Bufflix says, every single stream when I forget, if you enjoy this, you can leave a like, share with your friends, and subscribe for more. A lot more is coming to the space, and we're going to showcase what exactly that is in this stream. Adoption's looking better for Kaspa, but equally so are their developments. So as we can see in continuation here, I've mentioned this a few streams already in the past, but for me it's still very, very important. Also built on top of a new post that's come from Oyson Lee here, a thread between Christian Ludwig and him, that ultimately just goes into detail about why Kaspa is going to do so many amazing things in the next few months following stablecoins as well. So we've seen this post already about how $15.6 trillion in annualized transactions from stablecoins alone. Always be talking about the fact that stablecoins overtook both MasterCard and Visa last year with a process value of $16.6 trillion, which is insane. We've seen the sort of charts here of how Visa was dominant the whole time. Then it was MasterCard, then it was AVAX. Stablecoins did nothing, started making a massive jump in 2021 last cycle. And then start of this cycle 2024, it's surpassed Visa. I think what's going to do in 2025 this year, by the end of the year, it's going to go much, much higher. So Kaspa, of course, is about to be the cheapest, fastest, and most secure network with stablecoins. Just think of what happens as more and more people start transacting on Kaspa. This would be huge for both miners and adoption. Stablecoins is the biggest source of transaction. Like, that's how transactions conduct in this market. Stablecoins all the time, majority of the time, 90% of transactions are through stablecoins. So stablecoins adoption to Kaspa will bring much more demand to the Kaspa layer 1, the infrastructure, thus bringing more demand to Kaspa as well, as Kaspa is used as a transaction fee, which therefore means more demand, means miners can end up mining the blocks, and there'll be more, they can get the transaction with the blocks, and they could be making more money through the blocks as well, the higher the transactions, of course, as well. We saw this post here as well, what also will benefit Kaspa as well. Also highlights here that we will see stablecoin payments adoption via Kaspa on CoinPal as well, once USDT/USDC is issued on Kaspa. So we'll see likely one or both Tether and Circle on Kaspa in the next few months or so. Also highlights here that we have GlowCash, who's a European EMI licensed company since 2017, and CoinPal themselves has a Europe VSAP licensed company since 2023. So ultimately, Kaspa has connections to, very deep connected to Europe in the sort of licensing necessary to be able to transact stablecoins and be able to send money across, having their partnership to CoinPal model. So that's a very, very good thing as well for Kaspa. So it's in the right market, has the right partnerships to actually be able to utilize properly. And then we had a whole thread here talking from Christian Lubbock saying that from your perspective, what are the current limitations on network of stablecoins that Kaspa solves as a layer 1? Ultimately, the situation will vary depending on different layer 1s. For Ethereum and Tron, the two networks with the largest stablecoin issuance, their slow transaction speeds make them unsuitable for daily life. If there were a layer 1 with sufficiently fast transaction speeds, it would, as a use case, become more diverse, gradually replacing Ethereum and Tron. So that's hypothetically speaking, or theoretically speaking, ultimately staying here. With Kaspa coming out, it's going to be faster, therefore giving it more use case. It gradually, slowly but surely, it will replace both Ethereum and Tron, the largest stablecoin issuers. And then for Solana's case, I believe Kaspa is its biggest competitor in the payment scenario because its transaction speed is also very fast. Fortunately, Solana occasionally experiences block production halts, which affects transactions. This creates opportunities in payment scenarios where transaction stability is highly demanded. Additionally, Solana is still in the early stage of its development. It came out 5 years ago. Solana only came out 5 years ago. Kaspa is out 3 years ago. So actually, Solana is also a very new project as well in that regard. But Kaspa is also much newer. And it's also very, very early stage in the payment sector as well, giving Kaspa a certain time window to compete in the coming period. So ultimately, it's highlighting that Kaspa, with its superior technology, in due time will gradually replace Ethereum and Tron for the stablecoin issues, which I think is significant, and I think it will happen. And then with Solana, that's arguably Kaspa's biggest competitor because Solana equally is quite fast, but Solana, of course, goes down a lot. It's not very stable, if you will, constantly experiencing or occasionally experiencing block production halts, as ultimately highlights here. And Solana equally is very new to this space. So that means Kaspa now has got a relatively short window to still be able to compete with Solana, and I think the developments coming out very soon will allow them to compete properly. And I might potentially see a shift in the volume from Solana to Kaspa. I'm not saying a complete switch, at least not immediately, but you might see a gradual shift. People are talking about Hyperliquid as well being one as well. Maybe Kaspa compete with Hyperliquid as well. Again, more to find out as time goes on. But this is one of the big things we're talking about today about how, ultimately, why are stablecoins on Kaspa a big deal? Olsen Lee, the founder of CoinPal, who's working alongside the KEF, talks about how from a Web3 payment platform, explaining how, CoinPal is a Web3 payment platform. He's just explaining how Kaspa has a very good opportunity to replace Ethereum, Tron, and Solana for stablecoin adoption. Three of the biggest chains for stablecoins. And Solana's big mainly for the transaction for meme coins as well. So with what's coming out for Kaspa, it could do significant damage to the ecosystem in what they're used to doing. It'll cause massive shockwaves throughout the communities. People who are used to using Ethereum and Solana's and Tron and whatnot for their transactions and realize that something's a lot better out there. And these guys can't compete. So that's the likely future I envision with Kaspa right now. When you have big developments coming out like 10 BPS, for example, to which we also have updates regarding that as well here from Shy. Shy made a massive post about this. Ultimately, going to be an update about 10 BPS. We do know 10 BPS is coming out in due time. It's not that far off now, but Shy wanted to make a post here to fix a very common misconception, which is that 10 BPS in the exact case will not make Kaspa 10 times faster. Of course, 1 to 10 BPS means you're going to see, in that regard, 10 times more blocks produced, but it's not the exact sense of you'll see 10 times more transactions, but you're not going necessarily exactly from 300 TPS to 3000 TPS. This graph kind of highlights it a little bit here as well. The lower BPS right now, 1 BPS right now, you see it go like this. So this is like, it's an exchange, of course. It's like network delay, talk about exchange and whatnot. You can see here each confirmation from an exchange. So you can see early on, you actually seemingly can have more confirmations from the lower BPS, but in the long game, the longer the transactions are going on for, then the high BPS will end up functioning better. 2 to 1, 4 to 4, 5 to 9, and then 4 to 8, 8 to 14. Ultimately, what Shai's getting at here in this post, I'm going to paraphrase it so you don't, read from the screen here. It's ultimately talking about how the impact of Kaspa 10 BPS and the upgrade on transaction confirmations. Ultimately, it's trying to understand that it will not make Kaspa 10 times faster. The speed increase will be noticeable. It'll be very evident that Kaspa will be faster, but it won't necessarily be exactly 10 times higher. For exchanges requiring a large number of confirmation times, e.g. 1,800 confirmations, the upgrade will significantly speed up confirmations, potentially close to 10 times faster. This is because after a short initial period, new blocks will rapidly build upon the confirmed block. Talk about this here. In due time, it will rapidly build upon it. But for typical users needing fewer than confirmations of 10 to 20, the speed improvement will be less dramatic. So you'll still see a noticeable speed increase, but if you're just a typical user like you or me, who needs 10 to 20 confirmation times, we're not going to notice it. But if you're an exchange who has to go through thousands of confirmations consistently, then it'll be close to 10 times faster for them. The speed improvement will be much less dramatic. The initial time it takes for the network to propagate the transaction remains largely unchanged, limiting overall speed gain. So this is what it highlights here from Shai here ultimately. But apart from me, that's I think is very, very important, which is also why, right now is still a big update. There's no doubt about it. I'm not trying to, downplay how big 10 BPS is going to be, but the part for me is equally very, very big is highlighted here. To conclude, I'll go on a tangent and remind you that there is a way to decrease confirmation times more meaningfully. The Dagnite protocol. Its self-adapted nature implies that a lot less of a margin of error is required when computing confirmations, making confidence accumulate much faster. However, increasing block rates and moving from GhostDAG to Dagnite are two completely orthogonal processes or tasks, at least from a theoretical POV. In practice, I'm sure, so on and so forth. Ultimately, he's highlighting here that 10 BPS is going to be a very, very significant update. You'll see the speed going through if you end up conducting multiple thousand transactions or confirmation transactions consistently. You're going to see close to 10 times the speed. So it's going to be very, very noticeable for you if you're someone like me, or I guess the average retailer who doesn't do much confirmation or transactions. You'll see it's faster, but not that noticeable. But with the release of Dagnite, it will be. And the reason why is because Dagnite is the perfect blend between the GhostDAG protocol and also Son Polinsky's love child of the Spectre protocol. This article here goes into more detail about it. What makes Dagnite so exciting? Simply put, it's the perfect proof-of-work based consensus algorithm. It satisfies all the points in the Deciderator. Ultimately, it goes into detail here in this article, this post here, about how GhostDAG in and of itself is already better than all other proof-of-work algorithms in this space, as it removes the security constraints on throughput, and how other tech obviously can't compete with that. However, GhostDAG is the first proof of work to allow reducing block rates on a non-sharded network, which is the reason it can achieve unprecedented confirmation times. It's already very, very quick. The fastest proof of work right now is already faster. It's the fastest proof of work in the space, and it can even somewhat compete with other projects in the space already. However, GhostDAG is still limited in the sense that it is non-responsive to network latency. That is, we still need to hardwire the upper bound on the network latency, and the rest of the properties of the network, in particular confirmation times, are derived from this bound. So this means that the performance does not necessarily improve as latency improves, and worse, that the security is compromised if the network latency deteriorates. So ultimately, it's highlighting that GhostDAG is already very, very quick. It already removed the security constraints on throughput, so it's already really quick, but it can't evolve. It can't adapt to the network latency. Spectre, another algorithm conceived by Sam Polinsky, and he once described it as his most beautiful creation, his love child, Spectre have a different flaw. Spectre does not provide a linear ordering, and blocks can switch places long after they were confirmed. This is fine for a DLT, distributed ledger, but ultimately it's abysmal for smart contracts, which is why it was decided that Kaspa would implement GhostDAG and not Spectre. So Spectre can evolve with the network latencies. That's the benefit of Spectre. GhostDAG can't. So GhostDAG has its benefits of, it moves security constraints with throughput. So it increases the block rate. All this stuff is very, very good in that regard. But it doesn't evolve. It can't evolve and scale with the network. Spectre is vice versa in that regard. GhostDAG is a combination of the both. GhostDAG combines the similarities of GhostDAG as well. So that's also why when you've got 10 BPS coming out, you've got smart contracts coming out, you've got stablecoins coming out, the hard fork that will come through from GhostDAG to DAGNight is not actually that significant in the sense of it's going to be a massive issue. I mean, I like to stay right now. Again, we'll have to wait and see when the actual developments come through. But because GhostDAG and DAGNight have a lot of similarities, utilities required to implement DAGNight are already present in Kaspa. And I'll get into that point a little bit in a moment as well. It means that in due time in this cycle, as we've seen has some form of confirmation from the likes of Michael Sutton as well, in the next few months, we'll likely see DAGNight come onto Kaspa. That will also therefore level up the 10 BPS to be able to actually have a way to reduce confirmation time more meaningfully. So DAGNight will make 10 BPS, more efficient, even better, whilst also making Kaspa in and of itself more efficient and better as well. And again, the hard fork won't be too problematic because again, it highlights here, DAGNight, the utilities required to implement DAGNight are already present in Kaspa. The reason why is because DAGNight is not necessarily new. Kaspa's devs, the core devs, have been working on it for a very, very long time. Fun fact, Michael Sutton needed a break from DAGNight because he was just getting worn out from working on it. And to take said break, he rewrote and improved the entire codebase for Rust. What we're trying to now see the Crescendo hard fork, he's doing this for fun, effectively. To take a break from Rust, he's like, oh, you know what? I'll just bring a Crescendo hard fork to Kaspa. Screw it, why not? While implementing new features, he also implemented a single variable to change the BPS onto the entire network. That, to me, is absolutely insane. That we've got developers, a part of Kaspa's core team, who are doing DAGNight. That's the end game vision effectively for Kaspa. Although saying that, I'm sure there are many, many more that may come out as well. This is the end game we know of so far. And they're currently focusing on Rust and Crescendo as a side project before they get back onto Rust and to DAGNight. And DAGNight, again, has already been implemented, elements of it are already implemented into Kaspa. So it won't be it might not even be a hard fork, it might just be a soft fork, because it's already present. It's not going to be a complete switch. Again, we'll have to wait and see. What we also know as well is that with this little thread here that I've highlighted already in the past as well, that Sam Polinsky has confirmed that Michael Sutton could take over, or call it his love child, if you will, of GhostDAG and DAGNight. So seemingly, Michael Sutton will be the ones in charge of developing GhostDAG and DAGNight next, or more so. Sam Polinsky is focusing on something else entirely. Sam Polinsky is actually focusing on a smart contract system architecture. So DAGNight in of itself is going to be very, very innovative. That's quite evident from this information here. And the fact that it's already implemented means it shouldn't be long until we see it onto Kaspa, new infrastructure. And that'll level up Kaspa to, again, just another stage up. 10 BPS already is historic. DAGNight's going to be one of the end games for Kaspa. And Sam Polinsky is leaving all this work seemingly, delegating it all to Michael Sutton because he can do it. And whilst he's doing that, Sam Polinsky will be working on smart contract system architecture to get smart contracts on Kaspa. We've got Acre Labs. We've got Project Sparkle. We've got Kaspa EVM. And we also have Kasplex, all of which are focusing on developing a Ethereum virtual machine, Ethereum rollup, due to soon be zero knowledge, I'm sure, as well. ZK EVM onto Kaspa, which is an element of smart contracts onto Kaspa. So I'm particularly building this as well will allow other developers to build native smart contracts on top of Casper as well, which will mean more developers can jump on Casper as well, more demand will come to Casper, and the price therefore as a result will rally. If you look at other projects in this space, look at Cardano for example. Cardano, and I'm not saying Casper will do the same thing, but I'm highlighting Cardano here. In its last bull cycle, Cardano had this massive rally in the 2021 cycle from 10 bill, or even 4 bill down here, up to 93 billion, right after this peak, right top here. Then Cardano released smart contracts, right at the peak. So Cardano did all of this pretty much just based off FOMO speculation. Right now, I believe the market's slightly different. We're not in a FOMO hype-driven market anymore, as opposed to 2021. Now we're in more so a institutionalized and utility-driven bull market. So if you have actual use case, you'll do a lot better. And if governments want to adopt you as well, which again we'll have to wait and see how it goes with Casper, with the whole speculative made in America developments, for what, if you will. When these smart contracts come out for Casper, while people are still speculating it's going to be too late for the cycle. Right now, this information here I'm going to get into in a moment as well highlights that the cycle seems to be aiming more for a Q3, Q4 top. And as a result, therefore, Casper will have these developments out in time. And again, potentially, it'll start to rally and go to its own bull run beforehand, before every other asset in the space. It's already seemingly making a move towards that anyways. And with the developments coming out in the next couple of weeks, you got ZK EVM for Casplex coming out. You've got a DevNet out right now. You're going to see a public testnet coming out, I believe, in the next 2 to 3 weeks. You've got 10 BPS coming out onto the mainnet by the end of April next month, maybe early May. You're going to see stablecoins seemingly coming out in and around that time as well, as Johnny has confirmed, seemingly around May. I think I've had from Casper Door as well. You have other forms of smart contract architecture coming out as well. You'll hear, right now we've heard little to no updates from Project Sparkle and also Casper EVM. I still don't know about Project Sparkle. I believe Casper EVM are waiting for funding. At least that's what they said last time when we looked at their white paper. They're waiting for funding before they can start their project and developments. But Igor Labs and Casper right now are attacking and building smart contracts and stuff on Casper right now. They're already seemingly not that far off, and I believe there's going to be a DevNet coming out for Igor Labs soon, with a public testnet coming out again equally in the next month or so, I believe, for Igor Labs as well. So we're going to see more signs of the significance of developments for coming out for Casper that's going to let it confidently, and I would like to say comfortably, compete in the sector with the other major chains, the Ethereums, the Trons, the Solanas, with the KRI and their projects like Warp Core. That'll allow Casper to compete in the cross-border payments market, the market that XRP is currently dominating. So it potentially could allow it to displace XRP. Again, that's early doors. I think XRP is significantly ahead in Casper with regard to the adoption element, so it'd be very hard to take XRP off the map just yet. I'm hopeful it can happen in the future. But I hold XRP, of course, because I do see their partnerships, I see their connections. I know they have a bit license with NYDFS, which is how Congress views NYDFS as kind of the holy grail for policy and regulations of crypto across the world. So if the NYDFS is handing out a bit license to Ripple and XRP, that's a sign to institutions in Congress that Ripple's to be trusted. Despite what we think about it, Congress view them, and governments and institutions on Wall Street view XRP and Ripple right now as trusted thanks to their licenses. That's why I've hedged into XRP and other assets similar to that. I hold a fair number, not as ridiculous amount, but I hold a fair number of other assets because I hedge my bets because I do see there are benefits to holding assets that have that sort of institutional favour, if you will. Casper, I believe, will get those, and it could hopefully surpass all of them as well, but it's just very early on right now. In saying that, still my biggest bag is Casper, by a country mile, and then some, because I see Casper making, for me right now, for the assets I'm holding, I'll be looking, of course, into more assets as time goes on, during the bull market when it probably starts taking off, and I'll probably talk about, I'll be making an announcement about this to what assets I'm looking towards a lot more so in this community here, which if you want to find out more about it, we do a lot of stuff in there. We do a weekly live stream every Saturday. We do trades, buy and sell alerts and whatnot, hidden gems, access, stuff like that, and a lot more in there. We post institutionalized documents, so we're doing in-depth research into what the institutions are looking towards, what they're teaching their clients, and even some other very big names as well. Got papers from KPMG, Deloitte, from Ernst & Young, and many, many more. World Economic Forum. Institutional insight, that's what drives the market. So we're trying to research more into that. If you want to find out more about that, links to join down in the description below. On my YouTube homepage and also in the description right now and in the chat again. Ultimately, and you can also join for free. You can join for 7-day free trial. And if you like what you see, then you can come sign up. But it's just, you can have a quick sneak peek behind the curtains of what we provide in there for free. So just take a time to do that if you feel the need to. But again, this is what we're looking right now in the space of. We're going to see Kaspa. From what I've looked from institutional documents and everything else, I see the space going to take a massive rally up. Not financial wise, of course, is what research has showed me. We'll see a massive rally up in due time. I'm not worried at all. The short term, sure. Maybe more downside. Long term, I'm not worried at all. We'll get into this post again in a moment. But Kaspa, I think, is doing very, very well. Very, very well, because it's releasing some significant developments that allow it to compete with the other main assets in the space. And when the adoption comes through, we'll be very happy, I think is how I'm going to phrase it, because I think the KRI already seem to do quite a lot. Got a lot of big projects there: Warp Core, Asset Mint, ZETEX, you've got Olive Chain, you've got many, many more projects they're trying to build right now, and they're talking to the likes of the SEC Crypto Task Force, other agencies and institutions about Kaspa and these projects. They've confirmed that already. The KRI is going to help Kaspa get into these institutionalized spaces to make it more apparent and, dominant in the energy sector and real estate market. Which actually, speaking of which, Kaspa did confirm. Kaspa did confirm that they have an individual, Maya, I believe her name is going to be attending the blockchain festival in Europe later on this week, and she's a real estate entrepreneur, so that's again a very massive boon for Kaspa to have someone who's an ambassador of Kaspa, so doing it off her own back effectively, Maya, who has a lot of very in-depth experience with real estate, which is a good market. It's one of the biggest markets in the world. That's where most of the capital is in the world, in housing, and she's going to be basically preaching about Kaspa and what's coming through at this event, bringing more adoption to Kaspa as a result. Therefore, whether we recognize it on the surface or not behind closed doors, it will be a big deal for Kaspa. So adoption-wise, early on, sure, but adoption, I think, comes through very, very quickly for Kaspa, and that's why, again, I'm holding the project. That's why I believe in it. That's why when I'm holding other projects, I still believe in those to do well the cycle. I think Kaspa can make arguably the biggest gains in the space. Of course, there'll be some potential 100x's later on as people try to find them through meme coins and other tokens, which, again, I'll be trying to do those sort of deep dive researches and stuff later on the cycle when the cycle takes off in my community here. But right now is the time when you're going to start research. When the markets are down, you don't panic, be emotional, be logical. When you're logical right now, the logical thing for me to do right now is to look more into crypto, into other assets, to research when the market's down, so I can size in if I choose the right plays before the market starts reversing. I don't like being idle, I don't like waiting. I like trying to actively look for more information. What are your main indicators of this top of the bull run based on Bitcoin and / or altcoins? A good question, Mila. I mean, there are a number of indicators that I tend to use, and I'll be looking more so as the market develops and matures more and more. It will depend on the macro news, so what we're seeing with Trump and Wall Street and how they're getting into crypto and sizing in. It will depend on these factors here, the CBBI and the Pi cycle top indicator. They're not, again, nothing's foolproof. They do use a lot of advanced metrics and whatnot to analyze Bitcoin's bull market, so I'm not going to ignore them, but I'll add these to my repertoire of what I'm using to analyze the markets. And then, yeah, I'll be looking at other elements of the TA side of things, like, again, the Bitcoin dominance, the liquidity charts and whatnot. There are a whole plethora of stuff out there you can use to kind of help devise where you think the cycle's heading, cycle top and whatnot. Some of it's harder to analyze, like, again, the cycle trajectory right now looks like it's going to keep going down. That's why everyone's very, very bearish on crypto right now. But fundamentally speaking, if you've done more in-depth research, which I have done personally, and I, again, show this to this community here, it showcases that the markets are likely going to come back. Very likely. In fact, almost, not financial-wise, almost guaranteed. Of course, nothing's guaranteed in this space. If something happens and it's unavoidable, but right now, the markets are down by design, seemingly, for big gains to come later on when the institutions get the green light to size in. These are sort of indicators I'll be looking at, and right now I look at these stuff, but it's not necessary right now for me to look into them, because for me the cycle's not over. What's up, Raw Britannia, my man? Welcome back to the stream. Hope you're doing very, very well. Why, my man? I'm married to Casper, separated at $2 to $3, then I'm divorced at 5. Well, I mean, yeah, it's gonna be one of the nice little flings for you then. I say flings. It's gonna be a very nice relationship for you for Casper then. I hope that none of us have to hold. I hope that your marriage doesn't last that long then. Me trying to say hopefully it does reach that sort of price very quickly, but we'll have to wait and see. I'm holding Casper for the long run. Of course, I'm holding Casper this cycle. No doubt about it. I'll be, again, price-wise, I'm not talking about price. I'm just holding Casper for the long haul because I see so much future for it. This cycle's going to be insane, I'm sure. Welcome back, Ying, my man. Hope you're doing very, very well. If only any other crypto influencer goes live as often as you do. You know what I mean? I'll be here every single day doing these streams. That's why you've got to leave a like on the stream, share with your friends, subscribe for more, because I'll be here every single day. The early days I've taken off was when I had family situations. Of course, everyone can understand, I'm sure, but I've been here through all the dark times, through the crashes, through the ups and downs. I make it a habit. And days where I can't even do my usual time, I'll still make sure to get a stream out there just at an earlier time. I'm not by any means heralding myself as a saint or anything like that. I just work hard. But other people in the space work hard in different matters as well. Maybe not live streams, maybe through video content, maybe through a community, which, I mean, I'm trying to do both of those two as well, although I probably am not as active in video creation as I should be. The community, I'd say, is quite good. In fact, I'm very happy about the community right now. The free community here is very active and constantly sharing information about crypto and Casper. So if you want to know more about crypto and Casper and the markets in general, we've got a free community Discord here. You can just join for free and just kind of chill chat and learn more about it. You could be a ghost or actively participate and researching and just learning more. Not just about Casper, again, everything about crypto. Mainly Casper, of course, it's the Casper community, but as this channel starts to diverse into other projects as well, which I've already highlighted I'm going to be doing, maybe some Hedera HBAR, maybe some Omdu, maybe some other assets as well, like Sui, because it's worth talking about, understanding why people are holding it, why people are looking at the project. You'll be seeing probably some more adoption in the community as well. And of course, if you want to learn even more, then this community here, I'm very, very happy with this community right now. While adoption is quite low right now, I'm sure that it's going to rally up more so because all providing in there, I've had a lot of positive feedback so far about it, about the information we provide and whatnot, and the outlets we give on the market. Even more in depth than me doing this G's every single day anyway. So, again, if you want to know more about that, links to join it down below, in the description, also in the chat right now. Free trial, come check it out. What's up, Buffalo Thing, my man? Hope you're doing very, very well. And welcome back to the stream, my man. What's up, DD, as well? Welcome to the stream. Honestly, I think no one is ready for Casper ecosystem. It will overtake the entire market with smart contracts. It will be epic and really enjoyable for us. I cannot agree more. It's going to be a groundbreaking thing when Casper releases smart contracts, SynVS comes out, Dagonite comes out, stablecoins, all that sort of stuff. It will let Casper compete and surpass the likes of Ethereum, Tron, and Solana for stablecoin adoption. And then that will only just translate to more adoption because the stablecoin right now is the biggest driver for volume. If Casper can get all the stablecoin adoption from the other major chains, and then the demand for Casper starts rising as well, you'll see more building of Casper as a result of that as well, more adoption in general, and that could also correlate to Casper maybe stealing the meme market as well, from Solana, and other markets as well. Speaking of that, actually, I've got these 2 posts here, before I get into the macro thing as well. Here for Casper report here, talking about when Binance, not if, when Binance lists Casper for spot trading, it may trigger a short squeeze, which I think is likely as well. Since Casper longs on Binance, whose value is currently locked in USDT denominated perpetual futures, will finally have the ability to convert their holdings into actual Casper and withdraw it. If just a small percentage of Casper USDT perpetual futures traders on the long side convert all of their value into Casper, or if a large percentage of such traders convert just a small portion into Casper, it will lead to a significant price increase and a short liquidation. A short squeeze may, in turn, reverse numerous positive feedback loops, suppressing price, potentially causing an upwards price spiral. The more future trading suppresses Casper's price, despite rapidly declining new supply, the greater the short squeeze will be. So again, this is ultimately just highlighting that the trading is manipulating the price of Casper. It's frustrating, of course, but the upside is when the spot listing comes out, the people who are trading on Casper, or on Binance, perpetual trade on Binance with Casper, they could potentially convert that into the spot trading of Casper as opposed to just the perpetual trading, which then means you'll see a lot more, you'll see a massive, it tends to lead to a significant price increase and a short liquidation. So that could be a very big price buy for Kaspa. And when you see the likes of Binance and Coinbase and OKX and them not starting to list Kaspa, which you have seen some form of leaks in the past about OKX, although it got deleted. I made a video on that a couple days back now, I believe, right here. Also, we got the fact that we got also the belief, in my belief, strong belief, that we'll see the recovery of the KRC20 community as well. Right now, Nacho is still the dominating factor, just short of 12 mil market cap. Then Kango, volume is still lackluster. Although they're saying that Kango's volume up quite a lot today, almost at 1 million again, which is optimistic, because Kango's was around 500k for a while. So seeing the volume come back with Kango is good to see. PP-Cas is up there, Kaspa, and so on and so forth. The big tokens in the space will do very, very well. We have been seeing a lot of I've been seeing a lot of FUD circulating seemingly around KRC20 due to some exchanges and some other entities who are or delisting or whatever it may be, which, you know, in the short term will probably cause more pain, but long term I'm not too bothered, because the stature of platforms and exchanges who are delisting these memes, these NRC20s, the KRC20s, it won't be necessarily hold a candle to the tier 1s when they come through for Kaspa and also KRC20 as well. Which is what Nacho did as well. Nacho said major moves from Nacho leveling up. The frog has spoken and the future is bright. We're making powerful strategic moves to take Nacho to the next level. What's happening? We're delisting from Bitconomy, Coinstore, XT and Exec. Not a step back, but a major step forward, because it clears a way for bigger, better and more impactful listings that bring deeper liquidity, healthier order books, and enhanced security. The key takeaways here for those who are holding Nacho is trading on a delisted exchange will be disabled soon. Withdraw assets before the deadlines set by these platforms, which I showcased in my stream yesterday. I think some of it's in March, some of it's in April. I think March 30th, so end of this month. I think for one of them, I think end of this month is XT, and then Bitcoin and Coinstore, I think sometime in April. And then you know, obviously that Kaspa, Nacho still on likes of Kaspa.com, Kaspa Marketplace, Pionex Global, Pionex US, Coinex Ascend, and so much more. But this is effectively, you know, clearing a path for the likes of Kaspa, or Nacho even, to get onto the major top tier exchanges, the bigger ones like Gate, the tier 1s like Binance and Coinbase, which will likely following Kaspa's listing as well. I have been seeing some posts, a while back from the likes of Kango, Kaspi Cat, Kango, and also Nacho, talking about they've had conversations with their market makers with tier 1 listings, and they're just waiting for the right time in the market to list them. Because I mean that's a good thing to do. I would not want the likes of Binance to list Nacho right now. It'd be disastrous. It'd be a pump and dump for sure. So them listing when the market's up would be ideal. And how long we got to wait for that? Well, time will tell. This is what this letter here from Kobe, this letter highlights here about this truly insane disaster on the horizon right now. Is what we're currently experiencing, whether we realize it or not, and what it's going to mean for us going forward as well. Based on historical performances of the last 15 years, S&P is ripe for another crash. Bitcoin is still following it closely. Severe crash is in the next few months possible, with alts crashing undoubtedly then. Yeah, S&P 500 is also a very, very good indicator to judge the market conditions and to use that as well as the DYX, the dollar index. There are many other indicators that we could use to analyze the markets, which I do talk about in a lot more detail, and will be showcasing a lot more to the community here as well, to get understanding of, you know, other metrics which people tend to use to help analyze the market conditions and whatnot. With that being said, yeah, the S&P does seem to be ripe for another crash seemingly, and that's based on all of this, but I think it's also potentially due for another reversal as well, following the stuff as well. I try so hard to understand this post, lol. I'm trying to think, I think I should talk about this post here, because that for me was a post that I did also find relatively confusing. I'm going to assume it's this post you're talking about here, and yeah, I mean this post did seem confusing at first, but yeah, ultimately just trying to highlight that in the initial stages, or if you're an individual who only has a retailer, not an exchange, high BPS will be noticeable and better for you, but you won't necessarily realize it. But if you are a larger entity and exchange, so to speak, you'll recognize the significance of 10 BPS much sooner as well. What's taking us so long to moon? The markets. Markets are terrible right now. The economy is in shambles right now. That's what's taking the market so long to move. Nothing's ready to pump just yet, and we've potentially got some more downside coming through very, very soon as well. With that being said, I'll get to this post real quickly before I answer more questions here. So this is truly insane. Department of Government Efficiency, Doge spending cuts are ramping up so quickly that United States Airlines announces government travel is down a massive 50%. This is bad, but also very, very good. US airline stocks have now raised over $20 billion of market cap over the last 4 years. What's happening? This whole thread here goes talking about how, government travel's fallen off since Trump's inauguration, seeing a massive decline and whatnot. Stocks, as a result, also falling down massively as well. Similarly, and also interestingly as well, though, talks about how Americans had adjust its capacity to the Washington area, which has one of the biggest and most profitable markets as a result of weakness in government-related bookings. Talking about how all of these three of the biggest stocks or markets for airlines have come down massively since Trump's inauguration, and since Doge rate cuts and whatnot as well. But what's also more interesting as well is the unemployment. Unemployment filings in Washington DC surged up massively, and also housing. So ultimately, these cuts from Doge is causing more unemployment in the sort of airline space and the government space as well. Total Doge job cuts are up to 62,530 in 2025, which is 41,311% increase compared to last year, which is insane. That's how severe the layoffs have been with Trump and his administration. And as a result, as today, there are now over 10,000 homes for sale in Washington DC area as well, which is equally very, very insane. So what this is trying to highlight, this whole thread here, which I will link in my community, those who want to check it out for themselves, is ultimately highlighting that we're going to see a lot more downside in the immediate short term, because we're seeing a lot of job cuts in the government area. The fact of the matter is that right now, much of recent job growth in the United States has been due to these government jobs. So economic weakness has become inevitable. Ultimately, he's talking about that all of the growth in the American economy over the last few years have been built as a result of government jobs, not the actual economy. It's not the people. So if the government's thriving, the economy's thriving, but it ultimately inevitably leads to a weak economy. So now, what Doge and their agenda, what they're trying to do under Trump and whatnot, is to effectively cause a massive crisis on our hands, with all the government jobs being just removed, which is disastrous, definitely, but it's also opening up other areas for it's trying to bring it back to more an actual economy thriving economy, not a government thriving economy. So, we spoke about this already in the past as well, actually, through my previous streams, and equally we spoke about it in a lot more detail in my community here. The significance of this sort of news, the fact that we're going to see some more downside likely in the immediate short term, but with what's happening right now, we're also seeing inflation lower, and we're seeing the inflation lower whilst also the economy slowing down, and those two are great compared to each other. Those two combined are great for us, because the inflation is coming down, which means that rate cuts won't be a problem, and the economy is slowing down, meaning you need rate cuts to speed up the economy again. Because government jobs because it's a government economy now, and Doge is laying off and releasing and laying off loads and loads of different jobs from the government department. You're seeing a massive decline in those sort of stocks and whatnot. It means that the economy is slowing down because it's a government economy, and the inflation is also coming down as well, which therefore means this is going to let Trump get his way, which is forcing Jerome Powell to enforce lower rate cuts, to start cutting rates again, to therefore help the economy start to thrive again, as he wants it to do, and it won't be a problem because of inflation, because inflation is already coming down. So, right now, the short term does potentially look still disastrous. We might see Bitcoin still continue to make these sort of moves in this zone for the time being. But for me, in the next couple of months, maybe going to Q3, you'll start to see it rallying up when the market when the rate cuts, the speculation, you'll see rate cuts coming through around May time. So we'll see a lot more coming through as a lot there as well. So again, in that regard, for Kaspa right now, it will have its TMPS out by then, smart contract out by then, potentially stablecoins, and maybe even Dagnite, who knows, probably later on though. With the developments coming out, you see Kaspa being primed for a short squeeze, a massive rally upwards. Again, the longer the base, bigger the breakout. Kaspa, I believe, will do very, very well and will catch the market at the right time.
That's my belief, again, of course, not financial advice. But that's why I'm very excited about Kaspa right now. That's why I'm still researching. That's what I'm trying to do right now, research more and more into crypto and institutional sentiments and what they believe to help me devise my own trading strategies. And again, you want to know more of that, got a community you can join for free for a week, free trial. What page here? Go check that out. You can learn a lot more in there, the institutional insight and whatnot. I'll be putting a lot of that information for institutional documents in my community later on this week. I'm excited to watch Shai's content when it comes out. I understand the theoretical differences between confirmation, how credit card operates, and finality. I want to understand how it works on the back end. I mean, yeah, his information is very, very informative. It goes over my head quite a lot because it's like he tries to dumb it down, but because he's just a very knowledgeable individual, it's quite hard to do so at times. But it is very intriguing. It's very interesting, and I'm also interested to see how it's going to work out as well. Has Mila hit the nail? Yeah, Mila hit the nail on the head. M2 supply, etc. The market is going to crash. Nobody knows the truth. It's just an opinion. We'll really have to be careful before the end of the summer. For me, it's going to end much faster than we think. I mean, yeah. Again, I do think we are definitely on the cusp of a crash. That's what the markets are showcasing right now, and I do believe that much. But I do think that we'll see the QE elements. You'll see the rate cuts and whatnot that will help potentially stabilize that element and bring, because ultimately the Fed's job is to stop a collapse. They don't want to crash. That's the last thing they want. So in order to prevent that, rate cuts and QE and money printing will help that. So, I mean, don't get me wrong, there's still a chance of such, and I'm not discrediting the possibility of such, but I think we'll see some more choppy sideways active, even some more downwards markets for the next couple of months, maybe next couple of weeks, depending on the developments right now. And then we'll see a start of a market reversal going into Q3, hopefully, or maybe late Q2. We'll have to wait. It's early in March right now, only 3 months in. We're still very early into this month right now, and we've seen how it could take quite a while for the market to recover. Think about 2021 cycle. You saw a peak in April, not peaking again till November. It came down massively, almost overnight. I was doing nothing in July. I started making the rally back up. So we have to wait and see again. Time will tell, most definitely. No one knows. Yeah, okay. That's the bottom line again. While we can speculate about it, no one truly knows what's going to happen, whether we'll get a crash or whether we won't. I want to be optimistic and think we won't do, but I'm also conscious that I'll probably see more downside in the immediate short term. I'm conscious I'm playing for downside in the short term, but long term I'm still optimistic. I've accumulated despite anything, slowly but surely. Shark status is getting closer. Big up to you, Mila. Keep filling that bag. Those who believe that the cycle is shifted because of established and will last longer than usual because of delayed, we'll only see a Sims. I mean, yeah, again, I agree. Like right now, there's a again, the information that I've looked at as well. There are many different theories on what market the indicators showcase right now. At the end of the day, nobody truly knows. Only those who control the markets know what's going to happen. And again, I don't think anyone knows what Trump's trying to do right now. People can speculate he's trying to force rate cuts with all this sort of stuff as well. But nobody truly knows besides his team. But I'm in the agreement that we may. People are saying we're going to just see a continuous market going up. I've seen sources that again I've showcased in this community here that suggest this may be the so-called last bull run, in the sense of just to keep going up from here or not come back so significantly. But at the same time, it could also be a case of we just see it reach its peak in Q4, or maybe even not. But I think we'll see a peak in Q3, Q4, and then go back down again. Can we hit $1,000 this bull run? Potentially. Don't see why not. None of the cycle top indicators have flashed or even come close to being overbought. Yeah, that's also true. Yo, what's up, my man? Art Zero. You think Edgar Lambs will have a token to invest in? I don't know. It's a good question. I haven't heard any plans of such just yet. They may make an announcement about it in due time, but so far I've not heard anything about it just yet. They're still early on right now. They haven't got a definite out just yet, so we cannot confirm that. I'm going to say no right now, but that could definitely change. We'll have to wait and see. People always use more centralized things. Look at Facebook, Apple, Google, ultra centralized services. when there are highly centralized services and alternatives. So I worry this will be the same for crypto. I get where you're coming from. I really do, Wing. Hong. I really do. But that's part of the thing, because what Kaspa's building is decentralized, so therefore it is currently going against the system, which is a problem. That's also why I hold XRP, because XRP is fighting with the system, not against it. And Kaspa, in a sense, is fighting against the system. What Kaspa's developing and building is so innovative that it's almost, I like to believe, impossible to ignore. The way I see it, and that's what I think the benefit of Kaspa is I envision a potential future where Kaspa's this layer 1 infrastructure, which is going to be interoperable with the XRP ledgers, the Ethereum, Solana's, and every other chain that's worth talking about. And it will all subconsciously, without you even recognizing it, will be going through Kaspa. Kaspa's layer 1. You won't necessarily be realizing you're using it, but it will do. End of the day, we'll have to just wait and see what happens. I do agree that decentralization is a necessity, and I think we need it, and that's what crypto is all meant to be about. But it's fighting against a system that is, always a very, very tough task. But I think Kaspa can do it. I do, because I think I think they've got the developments coming through that's significant enough to make a dent in the space. And they've got some good partnerships as well with the KRI, who's going to help get their adoption out there as well. The KRI has already confirmed they've got institutional clients that want to utilize Kaspa. So it's not like there's no adoption for Kaspa coming through. We've had confirmation already from the KRI that they're going to have Kaspa utilized when they have the smart contracts come out. $4 Kaspa, and I forgive all exchanges for playing with Kaspa like it is a toy. I mean, who knows? Who knows? I'm hopeful. Did you look at the video I posted in the Discord yet? No, I have not. I did not just yet, Tony, because I was out last night with just family and stuff like that, and also had work to do. So I didn't have a chance to look at it. I'm going to be looking at it probably tomorrow, because I still got other stuff to do tonight, unfortunately. It's just been weekends for me are very, very tough now. Yeah, it can be very tough now, but I do definitely plan to look at it, Tony. I'm not going to, disrespect you and the content you provided to me. I'm very much looking forward to looking through it and get some extra insight. So again, I thank you for it. I did see you post it there. I have saved them, and I look through them throughout the week, and I'll tell you. I mean, I'll probably message you in the Discord and talk about it there. Chart says there will be no solid bottom form. Chart says there's no solid bottom form yet. 5 will be retested again. Who knows? Maybe. Who knows? Again, this is just TA. I respect TA, but I don't rely on TA. Like, again, if the developments just suddenly switch on its head, Kaspa won't come down to 5 cents again. If it doesn't, then it might come down further. Again, we'll have to wait and see. Anything's possible. But yeah, a 5 cents sounds great to me. To get a Kaspa bag, buy the blood in the street. Yeah, I completely agree, Mila. From a greater standpoint, they'll need an event to tokenize all assets and retest complete financial systems. This event will probably be engineered by certain people. I mean, yeah, I kind of get where you're coming from. Ultimately, there's the higher ups are trying to tokenize all markets and whatnot. They're going to monopolize all that sort of space. So it's going to be hard to make a significant dent in it, but I still believe Kaspa can do so. We'll have to see what happens though. What's up, good to go, my man? Hope you're doing very, very well. Welcome back to the stream. Hopefully you're having a great, great day. But with that being said, either way, if you're just joining, either way, welcome back. But I am going to be wrapping up today's stream today, as we have just passed the hour mark. Ultimately, right now, the question of being, is Kaspa going to start making its own bull run very, very soon? It's currently seemingly starting to rally against the other tokens out of the top 10. So maybe it's going to happen right now. They've got a lot of very big developments coming through for Kaspa very, very soon. Stablecoins are going to be very, very big for Kaspa, giving it the opportunity to replace the likes of Ethereum, Tron, Solana, and I'm sure many other chains as well. Markets, short term, still look a bit choppy, but long term, I think we will be good and we'll be very happy that we are holding strong on our conviction on Kaspa. But of course, time will tell, not financial advice. Do your own research. If you want to know more about crypto and Kaspa, then come check out the free community here. It's sure to be even more locked in and maximize the benefits of crypto through exclusive content such as trades, individual research documents, and so much more for a free trial, 7-day free trial. What community right there as well, go check that out. If you enjoyed us, always leave a like. Share with your friends, subscribe for more. You know the deal. We'll be back in the same time tomorrow, likely. If we get another 3 trillion added to the crypto market, it will be crazy. That's what we spoke about in a video that I think I reposted. Maybe? No? I spoke about it yesterday. It was from the head of research at Bitwise, so a Wall Street sort of wealth management institution, who mentioned that there seems to be 70 trillion worth of wealth that wants to get into crypto. If they allocate just 5% of their portfolios into crypto, that's $3.5 trillion worth of wealth. So we can still see another $3 trillion worth of wealth out of this bull market is potentially possible. And that would be a very big deal for Bitcoin and crypto, and of course Casper as well. But that being said, have a great day, good evening, and good night. And yes, I will